the #1 long-form writer that helps SEOs outrank competition at the click of a button using real-time research and NLP. Start ranking content today with content@scale.ai.
Wix Studio, one end-to-end web creation platform for your agency to deliver exceptional work with absolute efficiency.
Before I start, I just want to say that a couple of years ago, I was exactly where you are. I was part of the audience. And now I'm here. This is my third Brighton SEO, first time in the biggest stage. And I guess what I want to say is little dreams come true. So, if you want to achieve anything, just go for it because it happens. And now, let's start. So, first, I'm just going to give you a little bit of context of how this presentation came along. So a few days ago, Brighton SEO got in contact with me to see if I could put my ideas into a presentation. My first reaction was panicking, obviously. And the second one was going to ChatGPT and ask him for advice. And this is what he came out with. Don't expect you to read any of this, and I don't think I have followed any of it. But it's always good to know that it's there for it to help you. I was still a little bit panicking, so I asked him to cheer me up a little bit, and this is what he came with. My favorite is number 7. With confidence and flair, you'll make your audience aware. So here I am with a lot of confidence, and I really hope to make you aware about our topic today. But before, let me introduce myself. My name is Azahara Corrales, and I am media manager at Rocket Mill. Rocket Mill is a full-service performance marketing agency, and we have been incorporating AI within our marketing strategies, and that's the reason why I'm here today to tell you everything about it. And just in case that you are wondering, that is the best football team in the world, Rayo Vallecano. So now we're going to start with the talk. So I know that you probably have seen this 1,000 times in one of the 1,000 talks about artificial intelligence in this Brighton SEO edition, but it's always good to come back to the basics. So what is AI? If you want, close your eyes and think in what is AI for you? What is the first thing that it comes to your mind when you think about it? For me, it's this. I don't know why, but I always think in Terminator every single time that I think about AI. Here is the actual definition of artificial intelligence, but the way that I like to see it is that artificial intelligence is a baby, is a newborn. And I know it's not a newborn, it's been here for like more than 20 years, but actually it is. It doesn't know absolutely anything, and it just knows as much as we teach it. AI will grow to be whatever he wants to be. It can be a lawyer, it can be a teacher, or perhaps he just loves listening to people and give it advice. Or maybe it's just like really worried about your health and it just wants to make sure that you are okay at all times. Or maybe it's really into traveling and like languages and it loves translated things for you. So as you can see, AI can be many things, and probably the idea that is in all of your heads is also correct because AI is everything. The second concept we are going to look at is machine learning. So again, you have the definition here, but the way that I like to see machine learning is that our baby is now growing and he's going to school. And in school, he's going to learn so many different subjects. He's going to learn about history, economics, mathematics, anything is possible. And the third concept is generative AI. So the baby is not only growing and going to school and learning a lot, is also start creating its own things. It's creating that beautiful drawing and you and the family, and then you put it in the fridge. It can also create a video, or maybe it's a little bit sensitive and he loves creating, writing songs. So now we are actually getting into the jam of the presentation. We are going to look at the past. We are going to see how we used to do things before and how we are doing it now that we have incorporated artificial intelligence within our marketing strategy, even without noticing. We are going to look at the present. We are going to see how we are using the algorithm nowadays to see what's the benefits and the risk of incorporating it. And we are also going to look at the future. We are going to see what things are coming, to be prepared for when they are here so we can incorporate them. But above all that, we are going to try to answer the question that is in everybody's minds when we think about artificial intelligence within marketing.
Fool, these are robots. You will train them, and they will replace you.
So will they replace us? Well, we shall see. So we are going to start looking at the past. In here, we are going to look at 4 of the core elements that has been affected the most by the introduction of artificial intelligence within marketing. The first one is copywriting and content creation. In here, it used to be a really long process. Before, we needed to follow certain steps. We needed to conduct research, brainstorm ideas, write in the content, which could take us days, and then we needed to tailor that to our target audience. Now, with the introduction of artificial intelligence, this has changed significantly. Now, the algorithm can analyze large amounts of data to tell us what is trending, so we can actually write about what people care about nowadays. This is super important in a moment where trends change so often and so quickly. It can generate tailored content, for our audience target. It can also provide recommendations, so it's just another source of feedback for you. And because our kid is so smart and he's writing now, he can also write an essay for you if you actually give it a theme. The next one is data analysis. And here I'm going to tell you a story because I love telling stories. So when I first started working on marketing in my first role, and probably many of you feel related with this story, we used to print the keywords every week. I'm sure that if there is any Gen Zs in the audience, they are thinking, you used to do what? Yes, we used to print the keywords every week to see which ones were performing and which weren't. I think there is 2 main things that actually has benefit for the fact that we don't do this anymore. The first one is time. We save so much time because we don't need to analyze one by one keywords every single week. And the second one is that I'm sure that the trees are actually quite happy that we don't need to print that many pages every single week. But it's not the only thing that has benefit in data analysis by incorporating artificial intelligence. We can automate the process of data collections from various sources. I think this is significantly important. Before, we were able to see just one platform at the time. Now, the algorithm can actually look at all these data from different sources, and it can tell us a story. And because it can tell us a story, it can identify patterns and trends that otherwise we probably won't be capable to find. And I really trust the human's intelligence, and I'm sure that we will be capable to do it, but it will take us a really long time. And we can train the algorithm with historical data so it can forecast future behaviors. The next one is audience segmentation. So this is very similar to data analysis. At the end of the day, it's kind of the same. But as you can see before, it was a manual analysis, and we can only rely on general demographics. We needed to group people because the amount of data was so big that we could only analyze it if we group these people in age, gender, etc. We couldn't look at the complexities of individuals. We couldn't understand their consumer journey of each one of them. Now, that is possible. We can also look at data-driven conversions. We can give a value to each one of the channels and see which one matters the most for each one of your customers. We can analyze different sources. We can look at transaction history. We can see how they behave in social media. We can analyze the response. We can actually launch a campaign and see how they react to it. Do they like it? And one of the most underrated ones, which is lookalike audiences. We can actually find similar people to our target audience, which gives us the possibility to increase the reach of our campaigns. And one that I'm sure that you got many tips during these days, that is your day-to-day task. Especially for me, this actually has changed my life. Before, I used to go to Google search and try to find whatever it was that I was looking for. Now, I still do the same, but I just trust whatever Merlin says, my extension for Chrome. It writes my emails. English is not my first language. I'm a foreigner, and it just helps me quite a lot. It saves me a lot of time on writing my emails, and trust me, I am not as posh as I sound in my emails. And the last one is day-to-day tasks like translations of keywords. You can upload thousands of keywords to ChatGPT, and it can translate it for you. I can't even tell you how we used to do it before, because before we didn't even have that possibility. This has opened up the doors for example, be able to create international campaigns. And that takes us to the present. So, as you know, I am a paid media specialist. I'm sorry, SEO people. And paid media, we have noticed that paid media is leading in something that a colleague called the other day, and I really like the term, so I'm taking it, the infusion of artificial intelligence. The infusion of artificial intelligence is just big platforms like Google and Facebook that they are introducing artificial intelligence within the platforms. So here I bring you some examples of things that we have been trying and how the algorithm actually is giving us some benefits, or sometimes it gives you some risk. The first example is an Advantage Plus shopping campaign. So this is a new campaign from Meta where basically you can just give it some inputs. Doesn't need to be much. It just, a few audiences, and everything else, the algorithm chooses it for you. It chooses the placements, it chooses to be the strategy. Absolutely everything that you can think of, it does it for you. We run an A/B test campaign for a winter campaign between an Advantage Plus shopping campaign and a manual traditional campaign. And here is the results. As you can see, they speak by themselves. It's 623% return on advertising spend. It's quite mad, that number, isn't it? I think this is a really good example to see the algorithm can do a lot for you. It just let it do its job. The second example is actually how the algorithm can get it wrong. So in this case, this is a Meta report for one of my clients. And as you can see here, according to this report, 65 plus years old are my target audience. Funny enough, they are not. When we actually look at the funnel and we go into the bottom of the funnel, we can see that plus 65 years old are not converting. So what happened here? Why actually Meta is telling me that they are my audience target? The reason why is because, as you know, plus 65 are really active on Facebook. They love commenting and liking and sharing and engage with your post. And that is sending the wrong signals to my algorithm that it thinks that actually plus 65 years old are interested in my product when they are not. The next one is how actually feeding the right data to your algorithm can bring you lots of benefits. In this case, this is a PMAX campaign from Google. So this is very similar to what I already mentioned about Advantage Plus shopping from Meta. You just need to give certain signs to your algorithm, and it creates the campaign for you. It does everything for you. And it can show your ads in all these different placements. As you can see in this graphic on the right, before we introduced first-party data, we were getting an average of 22 conversions per day. After we introduced that first-party data, we were getting 33 conversions per day. So it was a huge uplift. What I think is very interesting about this is that a lot of marketeers that are spending their time trying to understand the algorithm. One of the problems with these campaigns is that we don't have that visibility. We actually don't know which audiences are seeing our ads and which placements our ads has been displayed. The way that I like to see this is that our kid is growing now and is a teenager. And your teenager is going out, and you actually don't want to know what he's doing while he's out, as long as he comes back home safe, and hopefully he brings you breakfast in the morning. So this is exactly the same. Don't try to waste your time understanding the algorithm, because probably even the people that created the algorithm don't know how it works. Try to use your time wisely, feeding the right data, so when you come back home, it actually not only brings you breakfast, but also brings you lunch. And the last one is that I know a lot of marketeers and people in general are just really worried about artificial intelligence taking over our jobs. This is just an example of a creative example of how artificial intelligence is still a thing, a work in progress, and how there is still a really long way to go.
Are you ready for best pizza of life? Bring friends down to Pepperoni Hug Spot. Our chefs make pizza with heart and special touch. Cheese, pepperoni, vegetable, and more secret things. Need delivery? Pizzas come fast. Knock knock, who's there? Pizza magic. Eat Pepperoni Hug Spot pizza. Your tummy say thank you. Your mouth say, Pepperoni Hug Spot. It's like family, but with more cheese.
And this is a unicorn. It has been generated by AI, of course. And the only reason why it's here is because I love unicorns, and I always put them in my presentations. And the unicorn is taking us to the last part of the talk, the future. So here in the future, we are going to look at some of the things that are coming. Some of them are already here, but they still not 100% developed. And some of them are not even in the cars yet. The first one is contextual AI. I am actually very excited about contextual AI because I think it's here to solve one of the biggest problems that we are going to have as marketeers in the next couple of years, which is cookieless future. With contextual AI, we are going to be able to find the context of your audience, because your audience is not 24/7 searching for your brand. Your audience actually like other things. So artificial intelligence will be able to find out other websites that your audience is looking and liking and put your ad when it matters the most. The second one is product placement. It's been a long way since 1982. We saw the first product placement in ET film with that Reese's bag. The future is actually quite exciting. The algorithm is going to be able to understand the sentiment of a film, for example, and see if it's a safe place for your brand to be displayed. If it considers that it's a safe place for your brand to be displayed, then it will generate an image of your product and place it in there. It's quite futuristic, isn't it? What I wonder if ET was released today, if the algorithm will consider a safe space there to put that wrist bag. The next one is generative landing pages. So this is a reality already. You can actually go to artificial intelligence, give it some input, and it will come back with a personalized landing page for you. But the future is even brighter. The future is personalized and tailored landing pages that it will change depending on who is looking at them. Then we have the Meta AI Sandbox. So this is coming in the next few months. Meta is actually working on it right now. And it's just an example of how it's going to be even more easier to create your campaigns. So in this case, once that you start creating your campaign, it also will be able to give you different text variations. It will be able to also to change the background of your images. And the most exciting one, and I'm sure that many of my clients will be very happy about it, which is the image outcropping. You need to upload just one image, and it will outcrop that image for the different placements within Meta. And the last one, and kind of like last minute one, because this was released just last Monday, which is ChatGPT Enterprise. So last Monday, OpenAI announced their solution for companies, which is ChatGPT Enterprise. And the difference between ChatGPT and ChatGPT Enterprise is that this one, it has one more layer of privacy. So it won't use your company data to feed the algorithm and to train the algorithm. The reason why this is here is because I think it's a really good example of how artificial intelligence is already here. It's not something that is going to happen in the next couple of years, and how it's important not only for your marketing strategy, but all companies are already adding it within their day-to-days. So just to end, as we saw at the beginning of the presentation, one of the most important things, one of the biggest benefits we saw by incorporating AI into our marketing strategy is time. We are saving lots of time. So use it wisely. Now you have that time, use it wisely. Use it to test your algorithm. Use it to find the right data. The second one is that if you want to start incorporating AI within your marketing strategy, you need to invest in people and you need to invest in training. If you don't do it now, then you're going to be left behind. The third one, and I actually can't get over this enough, seriously, very important, feed the right data. We can't complain of the adult that our kid will be tomorrow if we don't feed it the right data now. It's very important. If we keep telling them that 2 + 2 is 5, then it won't grow to be the adult that we want it to be. And the last one is that I know many people are against artificial intelligence, but for me, it's actually a huge benefit. I think it's here to bring democratization to marketing. It's going to give opportunity to small businesses to compete with big businesses, even if they don't have a marketing department or they don't have any marketing knowledge at all. And just coming back to that question that we raised at the beginning, if artificial intelligence is here to take over our jobs, well, there is something that robots, AI, or any artificial intelligence will never be able to understand.
First they hate each other, now all of a sudden they love each other. Oh, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Of course not, you're a robot.
Nope, not working? Well, thank you.
Monthly reporting making you want to shove sharp things up your nose? Try Dragon Metrics, the all-in-one SEO software with mind-blowing reporting tools.